Hey, how's it going? It's Driving for Light. Hope everyone's doing pretty good tonight. Having a good old day. I want to talk about like not jumping to conclusions with people. Um, I mean, some people like if you're an empath like me, a lot of times you'll know things before they're actually happening or like what's going on, but you still want to like give people the benefit of the doubt because it hasn't actually happened. So even like empaths and stuff, like sometimes like toxic behavior is not always straight up meant to be like manipulative. It's not like it's just toxic behavior because they just don't understand what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we all been there at one point, you know. But yeah, I'm talking. I would be in these like places, right? And I'm very isolative. I just like isolation or more like solitude. You know what I mean? I like to be alone. Um, so I go to these like programs and stuff. Like, I don't like to give too much information out, but you know, it's like rehabs and stuff. So like these like sober houses, and I would just be alone. I would just go to my room after the group was over and stuff, and like hang out. But I guess people started thinking. I didn't really notice at the time, you know what I mean? Because I don't really think about it. I didn't really think about it at the time, but people were like, "Oh, he thinks he's too good to hang out with us," which was not the case at all. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would just be alone, and I guess instead of like trying to understand why someone does this, people sometimes will jump to conclusions. You know what I mean? And I've probably done this too. You know what I mean? Especially if you've been through a lot of things, eventually you're gonna get like weary. You know what I mean? That's what you got to kind of like. You got to keep your good heart at the same time and like not like be too untrusting, but at the same time like you just got to be careful, man. Because you don't want to push away the people that are for you. At the same time, you don't want to give fuel to people that don't want to see you do good. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. So it's kind of like it's sad sometimes because like sometimes like when you're like someone like thinks you're upset or like feels you are, they'll like you'll see their ears perk up as they like ask you about it, like because they just really want to know like how they can hurt you. It's like they really want to get inside your head to like know what they can do to actually poke you. Like they're looking for things that get a rise out of you, and they're making note of that. You know what I mean? It's a spiritual thing on the deep end. You know what I mean? Some of these people don't know, some of them do know, but well, obviously they do know what they're doing. Like especially the manipulative ones, they know exactly like what they're trying to get. You know, and it's sad, man. It's like I feel it's a brokenness. It's some sort of brokenness that turned into like wickedness because what I guess is that something happened to them, and like it turns them into that, and plus the spiritual nature of it. So whatever crack Satan get into, he's gonna get into. So if you let unforgiveness and hatred and jealousy get into you, it's gonna pull you apart, man. So that's why we gotta give to Jesus Christ. In this walk, man, we're gonna there's gonna be moments. There's gonna be moments as I'm finding out. Um, you just take every moment as a lesson, you know. Smile at life. You know what I mean? Just try to do good and try to see where you can help people out, you know. Some people really don't want to be helped. You know what I mean? They see they get super upset. And it's just a way you go about it too, so yeah, you gotta figure it out. And it's all good. We're all trying to figure it out. Um yeah, yeah. And remember, speak life. Something I'm learning. A lot of things I like even jokingly I'll say things like real negative. You know what I mean? And I've always been like that. I've always like wrote things that are real negative or real this or that, but never thought much of it because I don't know. I don't think of much of it. It's just something I'm doing. But always be positive because your body doesn't know, and your words do have power. Very spiritual. Everything's very spiritual. Everything. Which is hard. That's what I'm learning because for someone like me that comes from a state that I came from, like this is like what I really want to help people with is the state that I came from, a state of just absolute unbelief, pretty much absolute unbelief in like spiritual things. Even though I've seen some stuff before that, but you know my heart was so hard and my mind was so stuck in my own rationality, man. You know what I mean? It's what we think is super rational because we're humans. You know what I mean? We think everything that we think is like, oh, there's no way it could be wrong, man. I think deep down we all know the truth. Somewhere they're buried inside, like, yeah, Jesus Christ, man, King of Kings. But yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do. It's kind of what the point of this is, I think, because I've been trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing here on this, what I mean, on this channel, on this walk here. I'm definitely gonna talk about the gospel more, but also want to help people that come from where I came from, just unbelief and just absolute no knowledge into like spiritual things as much as they thought they did. You know what I mean? I always talked about spiritual things. You know what I mean? Because I was a writer and I wrote about spiritual things from like spiritual, and they were obviously from the occult side of things. But it was really a story. So yeah. So waking up it can be difficult. It can be like what, but it's a blessing. Everything's a blessing, this guy. So we gotta do what we gotta do, and it's actually a very good thing. Because yeah, you don't want to go back. Once you know the truth, it's like you can go back, but can you really? So unless you're gonna like take teams with the devil, and then what? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not a good thing to do. It's not even like a rational thing to do. It's actually like I love everybody, man. And you're making a poor decision. You're making a stupid decision there. I gotta be honest. So God is good. God is king. I love everybody. And we're gonna get through this together. Peace, peace. Storm for the light.